Hi, my name is Erica Curtiglow, and I'm a survivor of a horrific car accident during which I sustained a severe traumatic brain injury, or TBI. I've made an incredible recovery, and I just want to share my amazing story to offer inspiration to anyone who feels hopelessly stuck in their circumstances. I wasn't expected to come out of a coma, but I'm alive, functioning well, and I know that anything is possible. Here's a picture of my car and me with my parents when I was at the rehab center after my accident. And it was a very difficult situation. This past August 2008 was the 15-year anniversary of my accident. So this is me, 15 years after experiencing a debilitating condition, and I still have to deal with repercussions of my injury. But I'm rational enough to realize that I am the only one who can make my situation better. I absolutely believe in God, and I know that divine intervention was a big factor in my recovery. God's design is awesome, and we're made in His image and likeness, and therefore we have an enormous amount of potential. The human brain is so amazing, and I know that once you put a clear image of what you want into your mind, your brain will work on it until it finds a way to achieve it. Olympic athletes visualize as part of their training because the body doesn't know if it's actually doing the activity or if it's just thinking about it. The same impulses trigger. So knowing this should encourage people to engage in this activity to create new pathways in their brain. I am absolutely an authority on never giving up, the power in prayer, perseverance, visualization, and goal setting. I'm living proof that anything is possible. As most people want to feel inspired and they need something to set them in motion, I can honestly say that I can do that, and there aren't any people with my resume. I know how hopeless life can seem. I went through months of praying to God that I wouldn't wake up the next day. I was so suicidal, and I can remember going through cabinets and drawers trying to find something to kill myself with, and actually walking to a bridge one night with the intention of jumping off. I know how isolating it can be being in a limiting situation, and I know that can result in depression. It's definitely a real and serious emotion. I know this, but I also know it can be overcome. I feel obligated to make my story available to the greatest number of people, to allow them to realize that anything is possible. Some things may not be probable, but they are possible. I needed to relearn how to do most functions. I had to teach myself how to walk. And the fall is much farther and harder when you're an adult versus a toddler. But I kept getting up. And I had to take driving lessons. And that isn't something I wanted to do again. But it wasn't even an option. If I wanted to do anything or go anywhere, I had to do it myself. Needing to rely on others for everything is very humbling. As is having your mother change your diapers at 17. And I know how difficult it was for my family as well, and especially my mom, who had to maneuver a 100-pound body of unresponsive weight. We all had to keep going, and I struggled to earn a bachelor's and a master's in English writing. I wrote and published a book, I'm Going to Dance, a memoir about traumatic brain injury. I designed, organized, and hosted a fundraiser for the Brain Injury Association of New York State, and that was where my book premiered at. And 2 years prior to this event, that I expected to be the final scene in the movie of my experience, I was offered dance lessons after an article was written on my story, and it mentioned the title of my book. At the fundraiser, my instructor and I started the dancing off with a slow waltz to the Eagles' Take It to the Limit. There were around 360 attendees, and when many people witnessed me smoothly dancing, the room was filled with a lot of emotion. It was a very big deal, and I knew it was a huge success, although I was a little disappointed because I thought it was going to be bare. And I honestly believe that Richard Gere, John Travolta, Patrick Swayze, and John O'Hurley were going to come next time. And then after the fundraiser, I wrote and registered the screenplay to my story. And when I got the sense that I needed to play myself in the movie, I didn't want that. But now, after living with and working towards it pretty much by myself for over a year, I do. I see it being the best way to offer the greatest amount of hope. When I do this, it will prove that most goals a focused mind centers its attention on can be achieved with perseverance, dedication, and effort. And when a huge undertaking is successfully accomplished, it will be common for people to say, "I just pulled an Erica." And when I got the idea for who I saw being in my movie, I put a movie flyer together, and it has my pictures and George Clooney and Leonardo DiCaprio and Michelle Pfeiffer, Martin Scorsese, and Jack Canfield's pictures on it. And this poster, or my vision, has been on the ceiling above my bed and around my apartment. And then I also put this poster together. It's a picture of George Clooney on the cover of TV Guide. And it has, again, all the celebrities on it. And Oprah's on it, too. And I know I can do it. I mean, if you meet me, you'll know, too. And so I have to get this done. And I do expect I will be on Oprah. I even mentioned Lady O in my book when I asked my teacher at our third lesson if he wanted to go with me and dance on Oprah. And being on her show is the ultimate platform available to reach the largest number of people. And she likes to have stories about success and people overcoming obstacles. And she promotes The Secret, or the Law of Attraction. And I've been living by these principles since high school, years before the modern take on old philosophy surfaced. And I met Jack Canfield a couple times, got his attention. He knows who I am and what I'm doing. And Jack is one of the teachers featured in the DVD of The Secret. And I then sought out and ultimately succeeded in getting John Assaraf's help and support. And he's another teacher. And after I heard John speak about his book, The Answer, I knew that I had to get his attention. Because in this book, John mentions the brain and its function in creating our lives. And, as a brain injury survivor, I found it fascinating. And then I heard John speak on Larry King, and he said, "I don't care how big your dreams are, if you focus on them, they'll happen." And I just knew I had to get him on my team, and so now he is. And I have to do this for every person it can help. And that's what drives me. I mean, I was told I'd never run again, but I'm working on it, and I know that it's going to happen because I can visualize it. I've definitely noticed an improvement in my walking since engaging in this activity. I do it every day, and I meditate, and I try to stay aware of what my intuition is telling me. And I know my story is an excellent example to encourage people to strive for their goals. I've actually been visualizing when I meet my 2 MySpace friends on Oprah, who have been so encouraging. David Craigmile and Theo Theodoridis. These are beautiful models and actors. And I'm so grateful for their friendship, and I actually can't wait to meet them. And I do expect great things, and Leo, Marty, and Michelle will probably be on Oprah too when I'm on, along with George, and probably his parents, because I mailed a book to Nick Clooney at the Cincinnati Post that resulted in me being sent a Christmas card from the Clooneys. And in the card, Nick mentioned the Betty Clooney Foundation for Persons with Brain Injury, named for his sister. And then I learned of George's experience with TBI in 2005. So it makes me think that this project is something George would be interested in. And Vicky and Matt Cantagob will be there on Oprah with me, because Matt knows Nick, and Vicky is my friend who suggested I mail a book to Nick. And then John Assaraf and Giles Fabris from One Coach will be there, and Jack Canfield and Alex Karras, a friend who has been helping me, and the Hickson twins from my book. They'll be there with Father Mike Scanlon from Franciscan University, and it'll just be great. And when I do this, it will certainly prove that anything is possible with God. And thanks for watching, everybody. And remember to believe in and work towards your goals. There's so much potential within you. God bless.